If Solas did take these steps, shutting away the gods in order to free the elven people from oppression, it could have possibly taken a lot of his power to do so, thus forcing him into that slumber he was taking. But how did that really work out for him?
You would risk everything you have in the hope that the future is better. What if it isn't? What if you wake up to find the future you shaped is worse than what was? There are few regrets sharper than watching fools squander what you sacrificed to achieve.
Solas is clearly having some regretful thoughts toward his ancient actions. The elven people are not free. They have lost their lands, their culture, their history, and even their immortality. In the Fade, the Nightmare Demon's realm, we come across a graveyard that lists each companion and their biggest fears. Solas' at first glance was surprising to me. We knew him as an apostate who spent time in the Fade with spirits, apparently not minding being alone. But now that we know his true identity, his possible motivations, and the regrets of his past actions, perhaps he fears being alone, isolated from his people. But who are his people? The ancient elves? The elven gods, his equals? The elven people in general, who are now worse off than they were, and who now fear and hate him and use his name as a curse? The Nightmare Demon, in that glorious voice of his, taunts all companions brought to the Fade with the Inquisitor, but he taunts Solas in Ancient Elvish.
Ma Herelan, Ma Banal Inasalin, Mar Solas Ina Martin.
Bonal Nadas.
Now there have been many attempts by fans to translate this taunt, but in all honesty, the Elven language in the Dragon Age world is just not yet developed enough for us to have a really precise definition, with all the subtleties to it. But, since probably everyone who has stuck with me this far is as crazy of a fan as I am, let's see if we can break down what we do know to get at least a vague idea. We have seen dearth used in many different forms throughout the games and books. The common consensus among fans is that dearth ma means, tell me. We have also seen other forms of dearth translated to mean learn or knowledge, mostly by Solas' curse to Vivienne in their banter.
I leave you with the greatest curse of my people, Dirtharama.
What rustic elven curse is that, apostate?
May you learn.
As well as his translation of Night Enchanter.
The techniques you have learned was the Dirthena and Nasaline, knowledge that led to victory.
The word ma has been used numerous times in the past to mean my, mine, you, or your. So, aside from tell me, Dirth-ma can also mean you know, or you should learn, or I tell you, etc. Herelan. We just saw a codex in a previous video that states that Herelan is used by the Dalish as traitor to one's kin. But the codex told us that the actual word comes from the ancient root word related to Herelen, which means opposition, and Helethen, which meant noble struggle. So the codex, which is actually pretty recent since it was commissioned by Empress Selene, it suggests that a more accurate definition of Herelan would be rebel. So Dirth-ma Herelan can mean tell me traitor or rebel, or you know rebel, or know this rebel, or I tell you rebel, or something else along those lines. The next line is ma banal ena Selene. Again, ma can mean my, mine, or you. I know, confusing, right? Anyway, we have seen the root word banal in other words such as Banalhan, which is in the World of Thedas Volume 1 book, which says it means the place of nothing, or the elven name for the blight. We have also seen it used as a root word by Solas as a derogatory name for Night Enchanter.
Victory. Mages who eschewed physical confrontation called it Gilanim Banalvan, the path that leads astray.
So, banal could also have something to do with straying, being lost, or missing. In any case, we know that it's related to the absence of something. Enasal, the root word of Enasaline, is said in World of Thedas Volume 1 to mean joy and triumph over loss, or a variation of joyful relief. Solas' spirit friend in his personal quest also uses the word Enasal to mean I'm happy. The full word, Enasaline, is used when Solas discusses the Night Enchanter specialization.
The formal name for the techniques you have learned was the Durthena Enasaline, knowledge that led to victory.
Okay, so that must mean that Enasaline in this form must mean victory. So I think Ma Banal Enasaline may mean something along the lines of you have no victory, or your victory is lost, or your victory is nothing. But that victory may be in the context of happiness or joyful relief. Lastly, the Nightmare Demon says, Mar Solas ena Mardin. We have no definitions for the words Mar or Ena, that I know of anyway, but Solas, like our Rebel Wolf's name, means pride, which is found in the World of Thetis book, where we can also find Din to mean the dead. Now I'm going to take a wild guess here, since I have nothing else to really go on, but I'm going to guess that since Ma can mean you, Mar might mean your. So maybe the demon is saying, your pride will be your death. Perhaps? No one but these Harlan Bioware writers know for sure. So, through these guesses, we can assume the Nightmare Demon may be saying something along the lines of, you should know, traitor or rebel, your victory is lost, your pride will be your death, or other similar variations. Solas's simple reply is banal nadas. Again, banal means nothing or the absence of something, as we discussed earlier. Nadas can be found in the World of Thetis book, and is also used by Solas's spirit friend to mean inevitability, or something that must be. So we can translate his response to, nothing is inevitable, or nothing must be. Is the Nightmare Demon playing on Solas's regrets, letting him know that he will find no relief from them? Cole, another spirit of the Fade, and everyone's personal therapist, seems to pick up on Solas's sorrowful regret pretty quickly himself.
Help you. You healed my hurt, but yours is old inside, vast across the veil.
I am fine, thank you. There are others who need your help more urgently.
Yes. They are not gone so long as you remember them.
I know.
But you could let them go.
I know that as well.
You didn't do it to be right. You did it to save them.
Solas, what is Cole talking about?
A mistake. One of many made by a much younger elf who was certain he knew everything.
You weren't wrong, though.
Thank you, Cole.
Can you hear the sound of a million fangirl hearts breaking? If Solas has his old, ancient pain that he's carried with him for thousands of years, he had to have come back for a reason. Let me know what you guys think.